I want us to speak about this kid, Pedri, because in the same breath, Xavi was speaking to the media. He said, look, when a guy like Xavi is quoted as saying there is no talent like Pedri. He said, and I'm just going to quote him, he said, I haven't seen him, a player like that, he doesn't exist. If we talk about talent, he's the best footballer in the world for sure. Obviously, that tantamounts to gibberish, right? Mm-hmm. But for me,
I like you. You've been a teacher.
A bit overreaching.
That's reaching, right?
But
for me, what comes to a manager's mind when he makes a comment like that? Is it purely motivational? Is it purely economically strategic, or is it more down to what he sees on the training pitch or in the game itself?
Well, I think it can be a combination of three things out of the four you mentioned. It trains with him every day. He's the coach, so probably sees what we don't see beyond the football pitch. Whenever they are playing a game, and we can't deny the fact that take away Pedri from that team, just like we've been saying about players that don't post the numbers and what have you. You might not score goals or create assists like that, but just like Xavi when he was playing in his own days. You don't see Xavi score all the time like that, but we can't take away his influence in the team. So I think Pedri, maybe not up to the level of Xavi and Iniesta, but is getting, at this pace, is getting closer to achieving what they
I think.
did.
How good is Pedri?
I think training, like you mentioned, the talent and also
there,
interpreting
definitely.
what the manager tells him.
Exactly.
Those three things are very important. So when you see a talented player like that who is not able to understand what the manager wants from you and is not being able to interpret it on the pitch, then you have a problem. I think for me, and he proved, last season when he played like 74 games, Abi.
Close to that, man. Yeah. Olympics, the Euros, and for Barcelona.
That thing is bullshit.
No, I'm not saying it's bullshit. I'm just saying that he
But it affected him this season.
He didn't want to have a break. They told him not to go for the Olympics, right?
He went.
And he still went for it. So it shows the hunger he has for the game. I think at the moment,
if you
maybe
look at
the best midfielder, not the best.
Yeah, no, if you look at
it that way.
Like under 21.
Within his age.
I think Xavi said he's the best in his position.
In his position.
Under 21, I agree.
No, it's not by. He didn't say best young player. He said
you are no. Xavi actually said the best talent in the world for sure.
Talent.
That's what he said.
Talent is the young child. Talent is the young player.
No, it's not overreaching because this is a guy that just won the Golden Ball award. So you can.
Anderson won the Golden Ball award.
So you can. No, if it's based on.
No, can we clear that up? Anderson won it, so it doesn't mean too much. It means something, but it doesn't.
Freddie had the one. Which one?
Didn't Boyan Kirkic win the Golden Ball?
But I've seen Pedri play, and I can say that there are maybe what Xavi could have said is that there are few players, not up to. I don't think they're up to 5 that can actually play better than Pedri. But saying that
where in the Barcelona team?
No, in the world. I think in that position. I've seen him play.
Hold on a second. Let's slow. Come on, guys. What position?
CM.
It's more like a central. No, it's more like a central midfielder. That slows the tempo of the opposition's
deep
game.
line playmaker.
Yeah. He does. Is
he better than Frankie De Jong?
Right now,
I think Frankie is more defensive. He has more defensive style of play right from time.
Right now.
But I'll pick Pedri. I'll start Pedri any day, anytime ahead of.
But you can't pick him ahead of Kovacic, for instance.
No. That's not that. Kovacic is his elder brother.
No. He's staying in his position.
No. So
he's not saying the number one in this position.
I'll pick
out of the top 5 in his position.
The thing is that you look at Kovacic and you look at Pedri. Two different things.
We're not going to do that.
No, wait, like Ibi was saying, these players, they have their own attributes. Like when I'm playing game, there are some players that you see, they have about 87 ratings and they will not make my team, depending on who I'm playing. That's the way. That Kovacic is a player that you don't necessarily need him in almost all the games. But Pedri is a player that you practically need in every game.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. He balances game up.
So you think Pedri is
controls? He controls the game. Let me put it that way. He controls the game when I don't know how to put it. It's more like the mitochondria. What do they call it of the team?
The mitochondria of the team.
If this guy wants to play well, if he's having a fantastic game, the whole team will enjoy it.
I like the analysis. I just think that it's one of those Barcelona hubris, where they're unnecessarily nostalgic and stuff like that. Because look, I don't think, obviously he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
And when you start seeing the patterns of potential, you have to say, I think there's something special here. When you say player is one of the best talents in the world, I think it's an unnecessary pressure on the player. And I have seen Barcelona do this thing time and
But
time.
this one is special.
I don't think they've brought him closer
Bro,
to...
it's the same thing. It's the same thing when Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati is injured. So
Ansu is actually good, though.
Relax. It's the same thing for Xavi. He say, Xavi.
Nico.
I say, Nico.
But no, you can look at Pedri, Xavi,
Ansu Fati's
and
own
Fati.
first. Let's
Ansu Fati
correct
is a
that.
good player. I like
He's
it.
a good player, but I think injury is part of what can spoil a player's career.
There was a guy called Montoya. Montoya.
Pedro Montoya.
Montoya played during the era of Xavi and Iniesta.
Now this guy finished Montoya now. Gareth Bale. After that,
Is that Montoya or Batra?
That was Batra.
No, that was Batra. They say Batra is the next Puyol. You get
no, but it's always like that anyway.
I think
But it's always like that when you
I've
have players coming from the academy. It's always like that.
No, I find that there's a nostalgia that people want to relive their nostalgia.
No, but there's this thing about Pedri. I mean, ever since Xavi and Iniesta left the team, I think that's the closest that they've had in the team.
Which is why he's saying it's nostalgia.
See, even in the Spanish national team, we can see that Pedri is one of the names that you can't drop. You must start him.
This is a young guy that played practically all the games.
You must start him.
Not Spanish under 17, not Spanish under 20. He played practically all the game for the Spanish national team.
That one, Sha. We be saying
Enrique. He's trying to rebuild the team.
Bro. Enrique wants to build that team in Catalonia. That's what he wants to do.
You get right. So no wahala. I mean, you guys think he's the best thing since last.
But you don't agree, right?
I have to look. I have to wait and see. I think he's a good player. I just have to wait and see. I think Frankie De Jong, for me, was the closest thing I saw to Xavi. The way Frankie played, I think that Frankie was. So I don't think you can have another Xavi anymore in the world. I don't think we'd ever have another Iniesta anymore.
No,
right?
We cannot.
What I think is that you can see patterns and say this player has the potential to reach that level, right?
Yeah.
When I saw Frankie De Jong play, I thought the way this kid moves, the way he turns 360, the way he's able to bypass players, I think we have a problem here, right?
I think also too was like that before he left.
No, Otto's one was different. There was no end point.
Wait.
Otto was actually good.
Otto Melo is not an academy product now.
But Otto's zone,
I mean,
that there was no
They say
end
Otto.
product.
They say Otto.
There was never end product to his turning. Otto will turn, and he'll misplace passes. Yeah, I'm a Barca fan, I know.
You said no end product.
Yes,
No.
but Frankie Frankie
Pedri.
finished from he guided from Ajax youth team.
Yeah.
Bro, they practically teach them the basic, what you need to learn in the smallest thing in football. But do you know that I was saying it on this show one time that people think it's actually easy to pass the ball, and that's why when they tell you that a player completed this number of passes, bro, respect that player. I was on the pitch one day, bro. So this guy did my side. This guy did my side. I don't feel complete. I don't feel my leg no fit hit the ball reach.
Of course, because you don't see your belly.
Now when I did school, bro. Now when I did school,
Okay,
after when I did final Baba, see, to complete pass, you have to accept that it is actually one of the difficult.
My brother,
things in
if you
football.
cannot complete the pass, you should not be on the pitch.
It's not that.
Hold on a sec. I don't think I am the best player. I don't think I am a good player, right?
But you should be able to complete the pass.
But what I did the easiest when I played in school was pass the ball
On a big field.
No, yes. On matter of fact. My biggest problem is that I want to see the ball passed many times before we eventually go direct, right? But of course, at that level in university, in
Send down
secondary
me,
school,
Baba.
Pull out. Honestly,
and not.
which is why I think it was what's his name? One of the Egbons on Twitter, Calvin Emeka Harris. I think he put out a tweet and said, "Who is the player you wanted to play like?" Honestly, a lot of people, Zidane. I wanted to play like Carrick. Do you get? When I played football in school, I wanted to play like Carrick. When I held the ball, I wanted to You know, I constantly I want to see who is available to pass the ball.
Carrick and Busquets, they practically do the simplest passes.
It's the simplest
on the
things.
field.
So you can't tell me,
Bro,
that passing is the hardest thing. What you can tell me is that
no, but it's one of the hardest anyway.
No. So
it's one of the hardest.
I beg.
If it's not, if it's not difficult, then I don't think it will be part of a statistic. If that's why I see it. If it's not difficult, I don't think it will be part of a stat. To be honest, because
everything is part of the stats now, bro. Everything is part of the stats. You get there's XG, and XG means we think say you go score the goal.
Yeah, that XG. Before I understood that XG,
that's a stat,
bro. I saw one stat on XG. I was like, I don't finish school now. Guy was saying 0.72. I say waiting.
What do I need such a stats for, please? The one that annoys me is say this team scored 2.5 goals. Hey, take the half goal, win Champions League now. You get like let's just score 2.5 goals this season.
Over 2.5.
That one I can understand for competitive purposes. You get, but you want to say this team has average of 2.5 goals. You get, but that's that. Speaking of under 21 players in the world, so when a comment like Xavi's comment comes up, I think immediately about some of the players that I watch Pedri, some of the players I watch more closely. I think Jamal Musiala is a really good player. So when you talk about talent,
I love that
20,
boy.
20, yeah.
So when you talk about talent,
I love that boy.
I'm thinking Xavi,
And they deployed that boy in several.
Is this a case of?
Have you
I think my papa fan, so my papa fan the biggest.
Yeah.
You haven't gone to somebody else's father's
Try
fan.
him on FIFA. Jamal Musiala, bro. I thought it was Goretzka. I didn't even know that it was Jamal Musiala that was doing everything when I was playing that game.
The guy
I said,
is
so
good.
this small boy,
Bro,
Jama
kid,
is actually good.
Yeah,
that kid,
it's good.
Harvey Elliott.
Javier Elliott is good.
You get,
but I don't think
Saka.
I think Javier Elliott is just the. I'm sorry to
Agidi
say,
Abi?
but no. I think he's just the normal British guy that would make the newspapers. But when you talk about how he can be consistent with his talent, I think.
So let me say one.
how long Pedri don't play on?
So bro.
No,
First of all, Javier
Yeah.
Elliott is actually a right winger.
Yes.
The only reason why he's playing in midfield because of Salah. That's one thing. If you watch him at Blackburn
Is
last season,
he going to last at Liverpool?
that's the question. But actually, he's a right winger, not a central midfielder. Klopp is trying to move him to that role now
that
because
role.
Salah is playing on the right. If you watch him
And-
for
and he has
Blackburn
to
last
play him.
season, he actually did 2 seasons ago. He actually did very
Bro,
very well.
Let me even claim people.
Bro, Javier
Harvey
Elliott.
Elliott is better. He should better thank his God that Salah is playing the team now. I don't think he has the frame.
At the pace.
Thank
I
you.
don't think he has the pace to play right.
I don't even know why you guys mentioned the guy because
No.
Jamal
No, the
Musiala.
talent is there. No, the talent
Jamal
is there.
Musiala practically plays
Anyway.
the Bundesliga for Bayern. Do you know what that means?
Where you
bro?
want to play
at
before?
that age? No, how many games have Elliott they get?
No,
He was
but
injured now.
Javier before he got injured, he
He
was
was
playing.
He was playing.
He
Yeah, he was
played
playing.
Premier
League.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
yes,
was
yes.
playing.
When his
Before he
season
got injured
started,
against
when
Leeds
his season
United.
started,
Bro,
he
you can't
was
game.
playing every game,
Every game.
and
Champions League.
that's a kid. I watched the kid play. I think his biggest attribute is intensity.
He's
You get-
17.
Yeah.
He's very intense.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But
he wants
away
to
from
get the
being
ball
intense,
moving quickly.
But I
Is-
really don't. I don't see anything special in Javier Elliott, anyways.
Well,
I think it's just like this guy. This what's this guy's name? This cut and shoots. This guy that played for Liverpool at some point.
Jonjo Shelby.
No. This left guy now.
That's
What's
Shaqiri.
his name? No.
Shaqiri.
This English guy now. He
Who
played
is
for
that?
Sunderland as well at
Adams.
some point.
Charlie Adams.
Adam Johnson.
No.
Where does he play?
Left wing now. The guy they always cut. He can play left. He can play right.
Okay,
They always...
Stuart Downing.
Yes.
No, it can't be like that.
Now so it go end. And all these English players.
No,
now,
I think his talent level
Bukayo
is bigger than
Saka.
that.
No, because
How?
Saka guy is good, but he's not that
no,
good.
Saka. No, I think
Saka is actually
Saka.
very good.
Saka is someone that's actually made to enjoy, the longevity of being a star, a big player than Javier Elliott. Javier Elliott will alt at some point. I'm not saying to
I think
spoil
Saka is
his
bigger
name,
talent, I
but I
agree.
think Saka
Saka is bigger talent than Elliott.
Saka
Yes,
will,
yes,
Saka
yes.
will go further. It's you can see the way they play.
Saka is a bigger
Saka plays
talent.
like someone that actually understands the game at that very very young age.
But Saka has played many games though,
But-
bro.
And he has played up to 2-3 positions.
I agree that Saka is I don't think he's generational talent, right?
I think
I don't think he is. No,
I think-
I don't think
know,
Smith Rowe is, but I think Saka is.
bro. I pick Smith Rowe over Saka.
Generational
I don't.
talent I can tell in England now. Saka,
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden,
Yeah.
those two guys.
Yeah.
Phil
Watch out for them.
Foden generational talent. Yes. You get.
Yeah.
I think I want to agree with Saka.
And he's
Saka-
the only one.
Maybe missing Mount.
No, no.
Apple and orange.
I'll even pick Madison over Mason Mount.
No, they're not on the same level.
I pick Madison
No,
over
they're not on the
Mason.
same level. So you can't.
Their age, right?
You can't. No. They're not on the same level or anything. You get. As a footballer, creativity, they're not on the same level.
Yeah.
Madison is. If Madison plays consistently,
You just need to stay
Right.
Yeah,
fit.
he'll be
Yeah,
so
exactly.
good.
he's as good as Christian Eriksen.
Yeah, that guy could take
You
set
get-
pieces.
and Eriksen
he could pass
is
the ball,
world
he could
class.
shoot.
Yeah.
So
Baba, you
don't be
can't-
please. I beg Joe.
But I think
don't be-
Mason Mount is overrated, Sha.
No. Let's not do that. So anyway, Mr. Mount is a very good player. I like him a lot. He's a very very good player.
He's the manager's dream.
You play in. He walks into many teams.
Yeah, he's the manager's dream.
Not necessarily because of how he plays, but his commitment, his desire, his enthusiasm, his intensity.
He's a young
the
Jordan
English
Henderson.
spirit.
Yeah, he's very good. He's
Young-
better than John Anderson by far.
I see. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Anderson
yeah.
was-
and Anderson had passion.
When
Passion
was
merchant.
when he was at Burnley, I mean, was it
Sunderland.
Black?
Sunderland.
Was it Sunderland?
Sunderland.
No,
I didn't like him at
No,
all.
person who don't suffer supposed to get sense. That's what. That's
Anderson.
Henderson. You understand?
Yeah,
You don't
Anderson,
suffer.
he also well.
You don't also. So,
You know,
I mean,
if like
The talent, no,
person
they-
also
just his passion, they play.
Yeah, person don't
Just like
also
Scott
our
McTominay.
Spotify people will kill you for not speaking to the microphone. By the way,
Anderson is using
Anderson
passion.
has also done, God down blessing that guy. Take this money. He manage and where.
Yeah.
The money no they go
Anderson
anywhere.
is not that. Is he? I mean, if you do something long enough, it's almost good small.
Continuously.
You understand? It's almost good small. You get.
And you don't good small now.
And you don't good. So
No, actually, he
How
has-
about
he
Scott? I
improved.
feel they are in the same bracket.
Scott McTominay.
Yeah.
Scott McTominay is a good player. Better than Henderson. Scott
I think
McTominay is better than Henderson.
better. Yeah.
He's
I
better- he's a
think
better player
Scott
than
is also
Henderson.
using,
No.
passion.
No, Scott is
no,
actually
no.
a good player. Technically, he's good. I think he's good technically.
So you remember what Jose Mourinho said? A couple of years ago. Scott McTominay were asking him to do A. He can do A, B, C. At the moment, they were asking only A from him. Scott McTominay is technically a good player.
Yeah.
But sometimes in a team, I remember watching an interview Casemiro did. It was translated into English. I said, "Look, I went for a trial, right? Went for a trial,
I know that.
and I was a striker. I went for the trial,
I know that.
and I saw in the striker position like 2,000 people.
2,000 people.
Yeah, no, I'm a defensive midfielder.
I'm a defensive midfielder.
And that defensive midfielder position, they were like maybe like 20. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's always a lot.
And he went, no, he's a smart kid. He went in there, realized that, look, this is my shot at glory. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
And happily ever after, bro. You get, I can tell you, he wouldn't have been Ronaldo Lima if he played as number 9. I think it's same thing with Scott McTominay, right? When you are trying to break into a high performance environment, the first thing is to get your foot in the door. Do you get? And I think that's what he's done. He's shown that with my aggression and intensity, ball winning, I can be in the team quicker than if I say I want to
be more fancy.
I want to, I think I'm Luka Modric, so this is how I play.
Okay.
Like Marcel, oh, look, guys, I beg, the weather must be minus 16. I must have
I must wear my gloves.
turtleneck. Guys, please.
Number 9.
You get. Have you read my contract clause?
And I must have that gunman.
You get. I have a Ballon d'Or clause in my contract. So look, that's that. Anyway, I think we've done some.
Collect bullets.
Honestly, I think the most unserious player I've seen
Is
in
Anthony.
the last 10 years.
Is Anthony.
Right?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hindsight Podcast. Please follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Comments, please. We want to hear from you. Keep in touch with the best podcast. Thank you.